Hello friends, are you a moon child? Are you someone who's always been fascinated and admiring of the beauty and mystery of the moon? Sometimes when I see the moon in the sky, I get a little shiver down my back. It's so mysterious and beautiful. In this video, I want to look at that mystery and beauty and try to understand what makes the moon so fascinating to people all over the world. Hello friends, welcome to my new vlog. Well, what a week. A few years ago, I went to visit an exhibition called Museum of the Moon in Greenwich. And if you don't know what it is, it's a kind of scale model of the moon, which is very large. Obviously, it's tiny compared to the real moon, in which the artist portrays all the sort of crevices and shadows and I think he's tried to recreate the moon exactly as it is, but as a model. And it was hung up in Greenwich Cathedral, and it was just really, it was beautiful. And I was grateful to see it, and I never thought I'd see it again. Last week, I looked on the Colchester Castle Museum website, and I saw that Museum of the Moon was back. So I thought, wow, I think I will go and see it again. I am someone who really does love the moon. I love the beauty and mystery of the moon. The moon is a powerful force. I mean, if you think about it, the moon controls the seas. It controls our monthly calendar, women's cycles. It has an enormously important effect, an essential effect on our world. And I just find it amazing. I love celestial imagery. I love things with the sun and moon on it. You might remember, if you're a fan of my channel, I made a sun and moon candle last year. And I love that. I don't know why, I just find that sun and moon and the idea the sun and moon have wisdom, I find that so encouraging. So here now is my day at the Museum of the Moon. I will probably come back to interject some things, or indeed to just say goodbye. But it was a wonderful day. So I'm here in Colchester, about to go to the castle. It's just a beautiful day. Cotton candy clouds everywhere. The flags are flying. Don't know why exactly. Off to the castle. So here we are at Colchester Castle Park. I'm just about to head in to see Museum of the Moon, and I'm looking forward to it. It's such a beautiful day. It's hard to get into a kind of moon vibe, but that's what I'm going to do. If this is the shop, this is your first glimpse of the moon as you come in. And it looks very eerie and amazing. And then here, there's a really lovely sort of introduction to the exhibition. And it's just really atmospheric. I can't wait to see all the things that are available. Well, here is the moon. And I must say it's a lot quieter than it was in Greenwich when I was looking at it before, and that's nice. I would say the church setting that it was in Greenwich was quite special, but it's lovely here too. And I'll try and have a look round to get some different shots. I knew more about the moon and the different areas of the moon. Look at that dark area up there. I wonder what that is. Here's a nice but quite simple thing about the moon phases. Let's see. Well, they've actually given you the answers, which is quite good. Let's see. New moon, waxing crescent, waxing quarter. I'm going to try and put them into order, then come back to you. Okay, by copying the guide, I've put them into the right order. And I like that term, gibbous. the waxing gibbous moon. I wonder what gibbous or who gibbous was. But interesting. I'm going to try and find some more moon related things now. Here's a little sort of theatre area with curtains and a painting of the moon and stars. Maybe it's a photo opportunity, but it's really, really charming. It's a bit Italian looking. This strange structure is called the Mount Bure Fire Dogs, and it just looks so interesting with the moon behind it. It looks kind of eerie. Apparently the fire dogs helped make the fire more efficient. But yeah. Let's see if I can find out a bit more about it. That's really got character, that silhouette. Wow. It was found in the grave of a wealthy Briton who died around AD 4065, around the time of the Roman invasion. So this fire dog was found at Mount Bures. It's made of iron, and oh, they've got a picture here. That's where the fire dog would be placed to lift the logs off the ground. But I don't know why they'd be in someone's grave. But oh yes, that's kind of eerie looking. It looks like there's a mosaic flower here. Maybe it's just a picture of it, but what the Romans, whatever you say about them, did some things incredibly well. That's a beautiful mosaic. This is an interactive display about, oh, can't see him very well, the artist who made Museum of the Moon, and it's quite comprehensive. I think you could stand here for hours looking at all the different information, because it's not just about Museum of the Moon. They have all kinds of things that you can look up. Isn't that pretty? Oh, wow. I'm guessing this is all the places it's been displayed. I feel lucky I've now seen the Museum of the Moon in 2 places. I'm just letting the camera roll a bit. I think that must have been in Greenwich. Wow. Wow. Okay, I've got to let someone else have a look at the screen, so it's amazing. Blast off. That's a cool game. This is very much like the kind of game that there would have been in my childhood. Nothing like the computer games and stuff people have now, or children have now, but it looks really cool. The moon is the only natural satellite that orbits the Earth. Gosh, they're talking about the Russians and the Americans going to the moon. Okay. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Apollo 17 was the last crewed mission to the moon, and it left 19th of December 1972, over 53 years ago. Awesome. I mean, there are so many things that, we should spend money on. Is going to the moon really of paramount importance? It is amazing though. Here's a place to wish upon a star. And here are some very interesting exhibits related to the moon. And there's plenty to see, not just the great big moon central piece. So I've done a wish, and my wish is an exhibition on aliens and what do we know. I think that would be a really interesting exhibition, because governments have kind of admitted that there are aliens, and it would be interesting if Colchester Castle Museum actually looked into that. These are really charming drawings. I've come into the ladies, and there's even going to be yoga under the moon. There's a poster here on the back of the loo door. So on these dates you can do yoga beside the moon sculpture, which would be amazing. I don't do yoga, but if you did, that could be nice. Well, now I've come up to the first floor, and in a way you kind of get a better view of the moon from up here. You are a bit closer to it. I think they might be putting on the theme music in a few minutes, and I'll try and get some more footage of it with that. This must look really super at night as well. I think this is one of the nicest views. Oh, that's better. Now you can see the photograph a lot better now. So that's a very haunting photo. And then it's kind of reflected here in this glass cabinet. And here we have a display about the Romans and the moon. Is this the goddess of the moon? Let's see. In ancient Roman religion and myth, Luna was the divine representative of the moon. She was sometimes represented as part of the Roman triple goddess, along with Diana the huntress and Hecate, goddess of magic and the underworld. Luna was the goddess in the sky. Here's some other moon items. I'll go back onto here. Luna was the goddess in the sky, and of the full moon, Diana was the goddess on earth and of the half moon, and Hecate was the goddess in the underworld and of the dark moon. Wow. I thought that Hecate was the sort of a witch, was the god of witch, or the goddess of witchcraft or something. I obviously don't know. I'll try and get closer to this little statuette. Oh wow. The Roman people were superstitious and sought protection from what they perceived as supernatural powers. So some items of jewellery were worn as a protective amulet. The moon-shaped pendant known as a lunula, maybe there's a lunula down here. Yes, that is a lunula, that little silver ring on the back of the case there. It was a common protective symbol found throughout the Roman Empire and was given to young girls to protect them from harm. It's funny because nowadays, let me come round. Nowadays, kind of the moon is considered a bit occulty and woo-woo. And, you know, a lot of Christians would say, you know, the moon has no power, it's all just a little bit iffy. But in the Roman times, a moon amulet actually was supposed to make you safer. So the headless bust in the middle is just wearing a lunar pendant, and it was found in Colchester. So it probably was one of the moon goddesses, but we don't know, but it has a lunar pendant on. Okay, let's see. What's number 8? The oil lamp, this Roman oil lamp, that's there. This Roman oil lamp is decorated with an image of Diana, the Roman goddess of hunting. Goodness. And it says number 7, what I'm showing you now, that's a portable altar. And it has a half moon design. It may have been used in a lararium, a household shrine in Roman Colchester around 2,000 years ago. So that's actually a little shrine. That's amazing. And then here, down here, we have a denarius coin. And the Roman silver denarius features the goddess Diana with a bow and quiver over her shoulder. I can't really see that closely, but I'm sure that's obviously what it will be. Okay, and then number 2, and they say this Roman bracelet is made up of jet, amber and glass beads, a pierced coin, and a moon-shaped pendant known as a lunula. You know, there's a lot of quite goth people that would happily wear that now. So I guess the world doesn't change much. So we knew this little silver charm at the back was the lunula. And then what was the little bronze one is a hairpin. It's a lunular hairpin, and it was found in an excavation in Sheepen in Colchester. Okay, and this kind of rather modern figurine is, I think, Staffordshire. It's a Staffordshire piece of pottery. Okay, and this, here's some depictions of the man in the moon story. Oh, I love old-fashioned cartoons. I mean, oh, this is my kind of art. Slightly macabre looking. I'll try and close up and see what they say about the man in the moon. It's a character with a long history and features in many cultures around the world. In Europe, there is a medieval folktale that describes the man in the moon as a peasant who was banished to the moon as a punishment for stealing thorns or brushwood. Oh my goodness. Jewish lore says it's the image of Jacob, a Hebrew patriarch. See. The man in the moon came down too soon to ask his way to Norwich. The man in the south, he burnt his mouth with eating cold plum porridge. And that's from Songs for the Nursery in 1808. So there you go. The moon is, I think, a slightly scary place and also a mysterious place. And every culture has stuff about the moon. Here's the Sheepen cauldron. More fragments of pottery. I'm definitely getting Night at the Museum vibes. There's a moon coaster. Space slime. Lots of things about astronauts and discover space, and it all looks good. Very nice. Oh, look at this Deep Space Danger. And then here we have glow-in-the-dark stars. Okay, that's nice. And then a book by Luke Jerram of Earth and Sky. That looks lovely. I just don't think I can afford it. This looks like a really nice tour, but it's finishing tomorrow. So I obviously wasn't meant to do it, but Moon Myth and Superstitions family tours. This looks really nice. The last one's tomorrow. If I'd only come tomorrow, I could have done it, but oh well. I feel very lucky to have just done what I've done. I remember there used to be when I was a child, I was told the moon was made of green cheese. It truly is magical. These are bits of moon meteorite. I've always wanted to see meteorites. Gosh. Let's see. This little one up there, I think that's the moon meteorite. It was discovered in the Sahara Desert on the border of Mauritania and Mali in 2015. It has been identified as a piece of the moon. It consists of a rock called lunar breccia, formed when ancient meteorite impacts blasted the moon over millions of years, fusing rocks together. Eventually, a massive impact launched this rock into space before it was then captured by the Earth's gravity and crashed into the desert floor. So gosh, it looks kind of grey and kind of muddy looking, but that is actually a piece of the real moon. How amazing. And it says meteorites are ancient pieces of rock and metal from outer space. They originate from the moon, Mars, the asteroid belt, and rocks that have remained unchanged since the solar system was formed over 4.5 billion years ago. Meteorites start off as asteroids. They orbit the sun for millions of years before being captured by Earth's gravity and beginning a perilous journey to the surface. Okay. Meteorites are divided into three main types: iron, stony, and stony iron. Iron meteorites represent the metallic cores of ancient shattered asteroids. Stony meteorites are the most common and are made from minerals similar to those found on the Earth's surface. Stony iron meteorites are a rare mixture of both metal and stone. These formed inside asteroids where the metal core met the rocky mantle or during a violent asteroid collision in space. So, let's see. Number 1 is a stony meteorite. Number 2 is a Canyon Diablo meteorite. Number 3, Sahara Desert meteorite. And number 4, a Gibeon meteorite fragment. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Lovely moon things here. A lovely pillow. And if I come up here, there's just the Halloween stuff. So it's it's all a bit mystical and kind of a bit woo-woo. The moon gazing here, and a lovely tote bag, and moon illustrations. Another moon gazing here on the mug, and some moon related jewelry, and moon magic. Okay. Moon phases. Use the lunar cycle to connect with nature and focus your intentions. Gosh. There's a lovely kind of planter with the moon gazing here as well. So many nice things. Lots of nice things to buy. Here's a blast from the past. This is the folklore map that was here, and I bought a postcard of this when I came to the Mythical Beasts exhibition last year, and I did kind of wonder. I've not visited any of these places. I did wonder who was the artist, and it's a lady called Kieria McKee, an illustrator. So I'm glad to know who it was. A part of me wondered if it was made by AI, because there was no artist's name on the back of the card. I did look, but I'm a bit sad because I've never actually gone and checked out any of these places. I really wanted to, especially the Green Children of Woolpit. That's so interesting. And it's called, to remind ourselves, the mythical creatures of East Anglia. And there's the Sheringham Mermaid, and the Eccles Sea Serpent, the Bungay Black Shuck, the Stowmarket Fairies. Oh, that's another one I'd love to investigate. I really intended to. The Ipswich Ogre. Let's see. The Ratman of Southend. It says there be dragons, the Wormingford Dragon, and the Cambridgeshire Shuck Monkey. So I think the fairies and the green children are probably what I'm most interested in. But no, I'm really glad to know it's Kieria McKee who is the artist, and I did wonder at the time, and I'm just really glad to know her name. Well, I think I'm probably going to have to make my way home now, but it's been amazing to see the Museum of the Moon again, and it's very different from when it was at Greenwich, but it's lovely, and it is actually, although it's a bit noisy at the moment, it's a lot quieter. So anyway, goodbye for now, Museum of the Moon. I wonder when I'll ever get to see you again. How can we tell people we exist? This is a series of questions by the artist Mark Titchener, which is around Colchester. So it's a little bit spacey and kind of on brand for today. This is a sculpture of Anne and Jane Taylor, who were the composers of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Got very Georgian looking dresses on. And if I pan down here, that's what they have, and then there's a copy of the song. I'm walking backwards, I hope I don't bump into anyone. So it's not exactly the moon, but it is a bit celestial. So Thank you, Anne and Jane, for an amazing song, and sorry about the noise in the background, but it's a lovely sculpture. So in a non-moon related lunch, I got the Miss Millie's burger, I think it's the Nashville sandwich, and cheesy fries, and tango orange. So I've not been to Miss Millie's before, but I'm sure it will be very nice. Satisfy your soul. I find the burger is a bit too spicy for me, and the fries, I don't know, they just weren't my kind of thing. I'm sure some people love Miss Millie's, but it wasn't really me. Well, when I got back from the museum exhibition, I was, it was amazing to see it again. It really was amazing to see it again. And I did get a couple of things in the gift shop. One of them was a moon fridge magnet. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and do a turnaround and show it to you in a minute. If you're a fan of my channel, you'll know I like to get fridge magnets wherever I go. I like to remember where I've been and what I've done. And I also got this booklet called The Ashton Meteorite. I was also very excited to see the meteorites in the display. I mean, I love all that. I don't think I've ever seen a meteorite before. Not officially. I mean, maybe I went past a meteorite on somewhere and I didn't know it was a meteorite, but that was amazing to see it. So this is a story, I think it looks as if it's set in the last century, about a meteorite that was found in Ashton. So I will look at that, and hopefully at some point I will tell you what it was like. Well, yeah, it was amazing. Well, when I got home from the museum, I suddenly thought I would love to watch the Hayley Mills movie, The Moonspinners. If you're a fan of my channel, you might remember that I was talking about her movie Summer Magic the other week. I do like Hayley Mills, I like Pollyanna, I like the films of hers that I've seen, and she's had an amazing career. And after watching Summer Magic again, I did actually order her memoirs, her autobiography, Forever Young, and it's a really, really interesting and lovely book. The kind of crux of the drama of the book, I mean, she talks all about her life, about working for Disney, which thankfully she seems to say was very positive, and she liked Walt Disney and felt that she'd had been very, very lucky, which a lot of obviously child actors don't feel. But sadly, it seems that she lost all her fortune that she made from being in these Disney movies, 8 of them, because of the government took all her money in a kind of super tax. As soon as she got her money from her trust fund when she was 21, the government said she had to pay it all to them as a super tax, and she had a legal battle for a number of years, but she ended up losing all the money. And the bizarre thing was that she could have kept the money if her lawyer had repudiated her trust fund, that was the term, before she was 21, but he never did. And he seemed to know he should have done that, and he didn't do it. And it was just, that was really shocking. I mean, I know that Hayley Mills was still a very privileged person and she had a lot to be grateful for, but it's awful that all that work, all those years of work of a young woman's life were just taken from her. I don't know, it's as if a child's earnings, a young woman's earnings, were not regarded as being serious, or as if it was okay to take them. I mean, if you took any other person's 8 years of their earnings, even if it was nothing like as much as money she had, how would they like it? It's that solicitor that didn't repudiate her trust fund, gosh, he really was awful. However, happily, Hayley Mills did seem to have, and does have, I think, a really good life, very blessed life, and it was just very interesting to hear all about her. And because I was looking at Museum of the Moon, I decided to look at her movie, The Moonspinners. And I've seen The Moonspinners, but not for quite a long time. And it co-stars Peter McHenry. And another funny thing is, I did see Peter McHenry in a production of Julius Caesar when I was about 11 or 12 at the Royal Shakespeare Company. I had a rare visit there, and he was in Julius Caesar. And so that was amazing. And I remember him. I remember seeing him in it. So he obviously, some actors are just very, very memorable. Because I don't remember anyone else in that production, but I remember him. So I watched The Moonspinners, and I'll put on just a teeny weeny clip of The Moonspinners, which I do recommend if you're in a moon mood. But there are so many movies about the moon. I now looked it up and I found them. But that's the only one I'm looking at this week.
You're quite a romantic, aren't you? No, it's unusual nowadays. Come on.
Good night, Mark.
I can't resist showing you a bit more of my Celestial Cats Pinafore. I really am pretty eccentric, but at least I know what I like. Cats are wonderful. The moon is wonderful. The stars are wonderful. Okay, I think I better go and do some housework before I get too carried away. Well, friends, look, if I don't come up with a better ending for this video, I'm going to finish it off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing Museum of the Moon and hearing about my moon thoughts. And I recommend you go and see it. It's beautiful and very atmospheric. And, you know, thank you for watching, and I will see you on my next video. I hope you have a lovely week.